Hello. Today I want to show you how I synthesize my own voice and then in a scenario like this, convert a blog post into an MP3 and publish it on WordPress. This is what it looks like in the end when I go to WordPress. Here I have a blog post and it's quite long, as you can already see from the scroll bar. And that's why I made this entry here. Too lazy to read. Let me personally read the article to you. So I synthesized it with my own voice and then embedded this MP3 player here, which reads out the entire text. So how do I do all of this? For this, I use ElevenLabs. They do pretty cool voice synthesis, and you can even try it out for free. You just have to sign up here, and then you can synthesize your own voice. Let me just move this up a bit. So you go to the Voices menu, and on the right side, you'll see this button, Add a New Voice. And when you click on it, you get a selection dialog, and there I use instant voice cloning. And it already says here, clone a voice, that is, synthesize a voice from a good recording. It should only have one person speaking. It should be over a minute long and also not contain any background noise. And when I click on that, an extra dialog appears where I can give it a name. And my experience is that when I upload these audio files here, then I usually take 3 to 5 files of good quality, either recorded with a good microphone. But it also works if you have a good smartphone and a quiet spot. That works quite well too. I don't think it's useful to remove background noise afterwards. I'd rather make sure that the recording is good in the first place. Then you can add a few labels and a description here. And here I have to specify that is confirm that I'm actually allowed to do this. And then I click on Add Voice. And then this voice appears in this catalog. And this catalog, if you look at it here, there are a lot of voices in it. This is a catalog provided by ElevenLabs. And then I can either do something like here I can use such a voice for my own purposes, give it a different name, and also change the settings there. And if I've cloned my own voice, then I'll find it here in this directory. Yes, and in order to use this voice in other programs, I have to go to my profile here. There I'll find API keys, and when I click on that, I'll see the list of API keys here, which I can then use accordingly. And if I want to create a new API key, I click here on Create Key, give it a name, and then click on Create. And then I have this key, which I will, as we'll see in a moment, enter into Make. Yes, and you can also play around with things here, of course. Here I can use text-to-speech. I can enter different texts, and I can try out all sorts of languages. So, for example, hearing yourself speak Chinese is actually pretty cool, or whatever language you choose. All right, let's move over to Make. Here I have a relatively large scenario. It's a content marketing system that basically handles everything from an idea through research all the way to blog posts and social media. For that, I'll also show you a whole bunch of short videos that demonstrate this system. If you're interested in that, then take a look at our website, pickert.gmbh, and maybe we can help you create something similar. So what do I have here? I have a scenario where I'm using ElevenLabs here, specifically the creative speech synthesis module. When I click on it, it's really as simple as can be in this case. I have my connection here, and if I don't have one yet, I just click on Add, enter the API key I just showed, give it a name, and then the system finds all my voices. It's already selected here, but if I open it, you'll immediately see the whole list of voices we just saw in the catalog. Yeah, and then I have to select the model. Here, it's advisable to choose version 2.5. Very important. If you don't choose 2.5, which is also multilingual, then if you go with version 2, it absolutely has to be the multilingual one as well. Otherwise, it sounds kind of strange. Like when you have a German voice speaking English, well, it's just weird. So select model 2.5, and then the system simply receives the text that it should synthesize, in my case, 47 and 43. That's the title, the headline, and then the actual blog post. And the whole thing is synchronous. That means when I run this module, make waits until I get the MP3 file back. And in my specific case, I now upload it to my Google Drive, and there I also have my connection set up. Here too, you edit, confirm, grant permission, and so on. And here I already have a folder ID that I selected, or better said, defined earlier in this scenario. And the cool thing is that this Google Drive module recognizes that ElevenLabs provides a document, a file, and I can select it directly here and upload it to this folder. I'll just show that very briefly. I created the folder somewhere up here. Exactly. So I made it very, very early on, right at the beginning. A shared drive, folder BPA, customers, sol results, and then another folder that I create underneath that. And when I look at this drive, we can see these folders here. And then I look in here and I find this ElevenLabs MP3 file, which I can I can listen to it directly here or view it. Well, obviously listen to it. Okay, so I have uploaded the files into the folder, and then in WordPress I create a media item, which means I basically upload this MP3 file to WordPress. Here too, I need a connection again. For that, I also have to install the Make plugin in WordPress. I'll show how that works in another video in case you don't know how to do it. And this module also recognizes ElevenLabs, sees that there is a file, and then uploads this file. Then I assign a file name to it, and in the next module I can have it provide me with the URL. Unfortunately, it doesn't return the URL here. So I need to use get media item again, take the ID I got from this module here, and then I get the URL. And this URL in turn I use later on when I create a post. So again, a WordPress module. And now you can also see this text here. Too lazy to read. Have the article read aloud to you. And then there's this tag with the square bracket, audio MP3 equals, and then this URL that we just got in quotation marks, and then end audio. And with that, I get exactly this result, that this player is displayed here directly. Yes, that's basically it. So starting from a scenario where I create a blog post, I end up with an MP3 that is read aloud in my own voice. And yes, you have a whole lot of possibilities here, of course. Especially being able to synthesize things with your own voice is, I think, a really great thing. I hope you have a lot of fun with it, and I look forward to your subscription and your comments. See you next time. Bye.